Now we're going to talk about the NBA All-Star Game, and it was fun to watch for periods. Of course, a lot of records set in the first half because there's no defense. But the story is that Kyrie Irving led the way, helped the East come from behind and win the All-Star Game. Took the MVP honors. Now, as Kyrie Irving solidified himself, obviously, as a superstar or as an All-Star, but is he now more tradable, or can he be that guy that says, you know what? You want to play with me? Come to Cleveland. We could build something special. And we're talking about LeBron James. Guys, what do you think about that?
I don't know if there's anything special in Cleveland right now, other than, like I said, a bunch of draft picks that haven't panned out. But Kyrie's by far one of the best point guards in the game, if not the best, with Chris Paul. I don't know if you want to trade him or try to get assets right now. Cleveland just doesn't seem like a place that free agents want to go to play, unfortunately.
And that's why you don't trade him, because like you said, it could bring players in, right? Because that All-Star game, he looked unreal, and he's starting to develop into a great b-ball player. Yeah. So,
and LeBron James, let's be honest, he doesn't have his number 2 anymore. Dwayne Wade's getting a little older. I don't know why he was at the All-Star game to begin with, because this guy's been hampered by injuries. You should have rested those few days. That's my opinion. But aside from that, guys, if you're LeBron, you're in your final year, go back to Cleveland. It's your home. You're from Akron. You'll be that guy who, came back. The prodigal son, let's put it that way. Yeah. You're coming back, people are going to worship you again, and you're playing with the best or one of the best point guards in the game to date. If you're LeBron, wouldn't you agree and say, you know what, maybe I go back to Cleveland because of Kyrie and some of the pieces that are surrounding the Cavaliers right now? I know you're saying about the draft picks, but aside, it's still a good nucleus. You still have Ben Gordon.
Yeah, I think Cleveland's done a bunch to put themselves in a really good spot moving forward, but I don't know if LeBron goes back.
Cast is, right? Because sure you have Kyrie, but who you got around? Because you need 3 other guys to.
I could see LeBron trying to make up for the decision and kind of the embarrassment he brought Cleveland, but there is some pieces. I just think LeBron wants a major market for LeBron, the franchise, and really that's end of the day. I think he's as concerned about that as winning championships.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think Cleveland would be a nice fit. Come back home. Be that prodigal son again. Everybody loves him. I think that's one thing that he has. But you know what? Also be even better for LeBron if he entered the dunk contest. Because it's really frustrating when you have guys like him no longer there. You have guys like KD, Kevin Durant, no longer there. Blake Griffin, I know he's a one-time winner. Love to see him again because these guys were great. It seemed like the All-Star game, there were better dunks there than the dunk contest itself. No disrespect, of course, to John Wall. He had a pretty good dunk, but it seemed a little clownish with the new format. Do you feel that format was a positive or a negative for the NBA? The whole team aspect. They didn't have individuals. It was a team thing, East versus West.
I like what they did before the slam dunk contest. I like the team. But if they're going to stick with it, I think you take the best 3, whoever won that battle, and they have another dunk off.
Yeah, there was just, it left you hanging. There was nothing going on.
Them just
that was all right, and then the battle round was all right too, but they just ended it.
Yeah. They should
Barkley thought they were going another round.
Yeah.
And all
one of the things I liked, though, it was quick, because and I think that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to have it right there and let's go, because years past, it just dragged on. You had guys who had unlimited dunks to start off with. So they tried whatever tricks, and it took them 7, 8, 9, 10 tries to get a dunk. And if you're a fan, honestly, when I was watching that, I was like, okay, whatever. Even when they completed the dunk, because if you look at Michael Jordan, if you look at the guys back in the day, Dominique Wilkins was my favorite because he was a tomahawk dunker. He was a power dunker. Yeah. You haven't seen that in decades. That's what you miss. You miss those guys who do it in one shot, maybe 2. You don't see that anymore.
They weren't going through their legs on one.
Well, Damian Lillard, I'll give him props because he's a small guy. And the fact that you get him between the legs, but I find there's less creativity, and it's just bogged down.
Oh, there's more creativity now. Are you kidding me? No. There's way more creativity now in the dunk contest than it was.
If you're on the street, yes. Not in the dunk contest
I just think that this dunk contest didn't allow them to show that, because I think a lot of guys saved their best dunks, and then they had that battle, and then it was done. Like, there was better dunks.
One more round by Macklemore because he said he might do a 720 dunk and didn't. Jumped over Shaq. All fine and good. I've seen it before. The presentation was good, but I wanted to see a 720. I want to see something miraculous. There was a guy who actually dunked 2 balls. And he was only 5'10", 5'9", and did one in between the legs, and had another guy propped up on the ladder holding the ball like this, and he dunked both balls at the same time. I was like, That, to me, that's dunk contest. None of the stuff you have right now. I do want to get to this. Bubba Watson, really quick, guys. Finally wins. Took him 2 years, but he finally won an actual PGA Tour event, winning the North Trust Open. Great move for Bubba Watson. Is he finally off the schneid? Is he back to where he was? What do you guys say?
He was due. He's a great golfer. He was just due for a win. He was having some tough luck not being able to make putts, but Bubba Watson's one of the elite golfers on the tour right now, and you can see that he was just destined to finally win. It's not like he was struggling or anything. He's a very consistent golfer. It's just couldn't close.
Yeah, and I don't think he's had any problems getting paid in the last couple of years, so I think he's probably doing good on that. Good for him for winning, but it's definitely not like he was a terrible golfer because he didn't win.
Yeah.
All right, we still have time really quick. For trade deadline, Toronto Raptors, of course, it's this Thursday. Do they make any moves? You're one of the top teams in the Atlantic. They look pretty good,
By
but do
being
you
500.
deal? Hey, but regardless, doesn't matter how bad the division is. You're first. You're in first, guys. What is Ujiri, the GM for the Raptors? What does he do now? Does he trade Kyrie Lowry? Because Kyle Lowry,
Yeah.
pardon me, probably one of the reasons why they've had so much success this season.
I'd trade him. I think right now, what are they, 28, 24, or something like that? Like it's just over 500. You're not winning the East anyways. Those top two teams are so much better.
But you still get past the first round.
Everyone else is junk.
It's weak. It's weak.
But
With the
what are you
exception of
getting
Indiana
at
and Miami.
What are you getting at the end of the day? Like the middle of the road is the worst place to be in the NBA because
Have you seen the Raptors? They haven't made the playoffs in a while.
I guess like you hang
Baby
your
steps.
hat like you made the playoffs, but then what? Do you lose Lowry down the road? Could you get another pick this year? This is the best draft in the past since '03 draft, basically, right?
That's why the Sixers are tanking.
Yeah, that's why everyone's tanking. But
What do you say,
I
Lou?
think they stay put.
Okay, you
I
say
don't
stay
know.
put?
How many years does he have in his contract?
I think he's got two.
about
2 years?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd keep him. Why not make a playoff run? It's for Toronto. They haven't. The only thing that's been good since Drake, and he's not very good. So you got to give the Raptors something, right?
Exactly. They start from the bottom, and now they got to get
Oh,
somewhere.
no.
Somewhere. I didn't say here. I said somewhere. It's going to be a long time before they get here, and that's obviously Miami Heat level. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll start gathering our bearings and come up with over-under next.